Hi, Kimball. In the recently published Reflections, our annual Insights piece, you had mentioned the temptation for investors to ride the wave of narrative economics. What do you mean by narrative economics, and how has this impacted our portfolios?
So what we were referring to was a term originally coined by Robert Schiller, and what he meant by that were some stories that capture public attention and then filter into sort of the behavior of market participants. And so we've seen a number of those in the past couple of years, most notably artificial intelligence. And I don't want to, sort of dismiss the potential of artificial intelligence broadly, but it's driven the performance of a lot of stocks, particularly a lot of large technology companies that are an increasing percentage of the S&P 500 weight, as well as a number of companies that are sort of connected to the development of artificial intelligence, everything from public utilities to companies that produce cooling systems for data centers have been sort of affected by this hope for artificial intelligence to develop positively. And one of the temptations is to sort of just roll with that wave. And it's supported by the fact that the valuations of the companies that I'm alluding to are not priced as speculatively as you would expect them to be were it to be a bubble. And so if you looked in the late 1990s, many of the companies that were connected to the internet or providing internet services directly were priced at very excessive valuations. There was a very supportive IPO market, to fuel the fire of speculation. That hasn't been the case in this environment. And so I think there's a natural temptation for investors to, to sort of lie back and, as you refer to it, ride the wave. Our view, is a little bit different. I think when we look at companies, we're looking at them, as securities and evaluating them conservatively. And what we found is that there are some businesses that make sense from a valuation perspective, and there are others that don't. And our point around the temptation was that it's just that it's a temptation, and you have to overcome it and do your homework.
Absolutely. Well, in the current state of flux around fiscal and monetary policy, where are you seeing opportunity?
Well, what's interesting is that the flip side of some of these narratives is that they're winners and then they're often losers in markets. And one of the things that we've seen is that in one of these narratives, which is the GLP-1 narrative, these are the weight loss drugs like Ozempic. We've seen the producers of those drugs rally, and we've also seen the stocks of companies within certain sectors that are viewed to be losers drop. Not substantially, but they've weakened. These include businesses in consumer products, because people are worried that with people taking Ozempic, there'll be less consumption of snacks or beer. And then also in the healthcare sector, where there's a conclusion, I think, sort of, probably wrongfully derived, that there'll be less healthcare needed as a result of people using Ozempic. And we found interesting opportunities in both of those sectors, I think partly because of this narrative. And again, bottom up, we're seeing something different, I think, when you look at companies and analyze them carefully.
Right. Well, I would imagine selectivity is key in this type of environment.
Yes, always.
All right. Well, it's nice to see you, and thank
Likewise.
you.